Game of the week.
We can't have anyone freak out there, okay? We've got to keep our composure.
All right, guys. So the game of the week does come on Thursday, October 27th. It is against the Memphis Grizzlies. Very tough game for the Sacramento Kings. The Grizzlies are currently sitting at 3-1 on the season, where obviously the Sacramento Kings are sitting at an 0-3 record. Currently on the injury report, we have Danny Green listed as out, Jaren Jackson listed as out, and Zaire Williamson listed as out. Questionable heading into that game is going to be Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks will have a significant role on that Memphis Grizzlies team. I feel for some reason he's one of those players that just always turns up against the Kings. Maybe it's not offensively, but maybe it's defensively. The guy finds a way to make an impact while he's on the floor, especially for that Memphis team. I find him super interesting and a matchup to keep your eye on when it comes down to Harrison Barnes and the defense that we were just speaking of. Another big matchup in that game is going to be obviously the 1-2 of De'Aaron Fox and John Morant. That's why you see them as the cover of this show. This was going to be our game of the week. And look, that is speed on speed. What car is faster? What car is more clutch? We've seen John Morant do what he can do. A lot of people are viewing him as a potential MVP candidate down the line. He has all the tools. The dunks, the athleticism, all of that is fun to watch. But it's going to come down to wins. And if there's a game this week where the Kings, they don't have too many games this week. I'll be honest with you. They play on the 27th and on the 29th. That's it. It's a 2-game week for Sacramento. 27th and the 29th. There needs to be a win on one of these games. And competitive-wise, the ability to win, the fact that it's at home. Look, I don't think I'm confident enough to come out and say that the Kings are going to get this win. They have struggled. Desmond Bane is going to be really good in this game. And a player that I want to put you guys on that most of you probably don't even know yet is Aldama. I can't pronounce his first name. But Aldama is a really good power forward that has replaced Jaren Jackson in that starting lineup. He shoots three-pointers. He blocks shots. He's a good passer. He runs the floor very well. Very tough matchup for Domantas Sabonis. Size-wise, Sabonis has all the muscle, all the strength to be down there and to be able to finish. That is going to be key. But again, they're going to put Steven Adams on him. Another stationary defender that can probably bump into him. I think Sabonis should definitely have one of those big games. Sabonis has not been that great yet. We haven't seen the Sabonis that we thought we would to start the season. And look, it's developing, right? There's still time to grow into becoming that player. But we need to see Sabonis start picking it up just a little bit. Just a little bit here. I mean, to only get 22 minutes against Golden State, but put up 19 points and 14 rebounds. Look, that just proves to you right there. We get it. You're a walking double-double, but you have to make an impact on more just the points and the boards. It can't be empty stats. On the season, he's averaging 14 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists with 1 steal and a block. He's filling it out everywhere. Now it needs to be consistently and in a winning effort. He has the advantage to be a true impact player down low against this Memphis team. And I think a very big key in that game is going to be able to dictate the pace. And look, we talked about it at the beginning, right? It was the stat of the week. It was the Who Dat stat.
You play to win the game.
You play to win the game.
Hello? You have to know these things when you're a king, you know.
The Who Dat stat. Look, the Kings and the Grizzlies are one of the worst defending teams in the league. 23rd place, 114.5 for the Sacramento Kings, and a 116.6 for the 27th place in defensive efficiency. These stats coming to you from ESPN's Hollinger Stats. Now, offensively, it's a little bit of a different story, right? Memphis is currently sitting in 11th in offensive efficiency with a 111.8. Tied with the Philadelphia's. Actually, they're tied for 10th in a 3-way tie for 10th with Philly, Memphis, and Phoenix. Those are 3 really good offensive teams. Philly, Memphis, and Phoenix, that's what they're ranked up with, a top 10 offense, where the Kings are sitting down here tied for 21st with the Houston Rockets at a 107.3. Now, again, these stats are early. It's 3 games. It's nothing to be too worried about by any means, but it is something that you're going to want to have to keep your eye on because, look, you're coming into a game where the team is 0-3, and you've shown signs of life and moments, right? That fourth quarter comeback, the Kings made it competitive with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, coming back from 27 down on the Golden State Warriors. You had control over Portland the entire time. Clippers game, let's not talk about. Clippers game, that's going to be something that happens when you're developing, when you're building a foundation, growing an identity. We won't talk about that too much. But this game is tempo based, which is what the Kings want to play. The Kings are able to play fast. They're going to be able to rebound this team based on pure athleticism and play style. They match up very well. I think it comes down to the bench guys. It comes down to a Keegan Murray versus, Brandon Clark. A Davion Mitchell versus Tyus Jones. It's the little thing. It's gonna be something like that because the matchup between Ja and Fox will be interesting. Obviously, Fox, I believe, has the most pressure on him in this game to show up defensively for a team that's 0-3 compared to what the Memphis Grizzlies are, what they're 3-1. Big game. Big game. That's why it's our game of the week. That's why it's the game I wanted to talk about the most, coming out with those big stats. I mean, it's just what is Fox going to bring to the table going up against Ja, I think is one to it's one to be interesting about. Now, Fox, like I said, he's playing well in the season. For those who don't know, he's shooting 59.4% from the field, 71.4% from the free throw line, 3 3-pointers, 31.7 points, which I believe is third place in the NBA in scoring right now. 5.7 rebounds, 7 assists, 1.3 steals, but the 4.7 turnovers. Those 5 turnovers a game, man, that's going to kill you. It's going to hurt you. You can't give up 5 turnovers a game and expect to win anything. You just can't do it. The next game up